Hi, this is Lady Sarah and I'm new to YouTube, but I've got many interests and I hope to do many videos on various things that I'm interested in. Primarily, I've recently joined Unique as a makeup presenter, so I have a lot of daily selfies that I'm taking and a lot of live videos that I'm doing in promoting my confidence and promoting the makeup to customers and also to people that may want to join the business. So if you're interested in unique products at all, in makeup, whether it be just purchasing the makeup or even joining the business as an opportunity, which obviously is very good for stay-at-home mums, helps earn some money towards the holidays, so it's a really good opportunity. Secondly, some other interests that I actually have are in beauty. It's another addition to beauty. I'm a qualified nail technician, so I'm going to do some demos in different techniques to do with nail extensions. So I'm qualified in manicures, in pedicures, in gel polish, in acrylic extensions, and also a relatively new method called polygel extensions, which is kind of like between you apply it like acrylic and you set it under a lamp like gel, but it's a little bit more flexible rather than just a snap off hard acrylic method. So it's getting to be a lot more common these days, a lot nicer sort of method that a lot of people are now adopting. Anyway, what else can I tell you? Part of the reason I'm doing this, I suppose, is to gain confidence. I've recently joined a gym to lose weight. I've been battling some health issues. Many years ago I had an accident in the workplace where I was working at the time, and I slipped 2 discs in my lower back. Needless to say, the job that I was actually very active in, I just couldn't go back. I was signed off sick, and eventually I had to leave. So as you can appreciate, when you've always been active and that can no longer happen and you're in a lot of pain and you start to become on a lot of medication, the weight goes on. I've also battled over the years with ovarian cysts, and I've got to admit I'm pretty lucky in having, one son, which is from my previous marriage, and it was a miracle that we got Dan, to be honest. I mean, he's 15 now. I wanted more children, but that was obviously not meant to be. So I'm married again with a toy boy husband who's 11 years my junior. I'm 47, he's 36. But who knows? We may do some fostering or adopting eventually. So yeah, what was I saying? Back to health issues, really. So I've studied things over the years, such as the blood group diet. I'm a type A, which by rights, if you read the book Eat Right for Your Type by Peter Damel, I should be on a vegetarian diet, basically, with minimal meat. And it's something I observed over the years, whenever I used to sort of read through the book, write my own diet plan, combined with fast walking, I used to lose loads and loads of weight. But I don't know. I think as you get older and you go on the menopause, which obviously, you know, I'm at that stage in this life, um, it gets harder to lose the weight. We get it around our tummies, we get it around our backsides, we get it everywhere. And especially when, you know, you have back problems, medications long term as well don't help your liver. And when I first had my back injury, I was on, I was like a rattling pharmacy. You know, I was on cocodamol, tramadol, nabumetone, amitriptyline. You know, none of this stuff is good for you long term. I'd been to hospital and had hydrotherapy, physiotherapy. I'd had epidurals. I've had acupuncture. But you know what? I think sometimes you just have to bite the bullet and say, I'm not going to be like this anymore. I don't want to be taking tablets anymore. I want to get fit. I want to get back to normal, whatever normal is. I don't want to harm my health anymore. And obviously through having ovarian cysts, whenever I was scanned for that, you know, the sonographer would say, oh, you know, you got a fatty liver. So having previously had an ovarian cyst removed and then another cyst in 97, I had a scan. The sonographer said I had a fatty liver. Come back in 6 weeks, we'll see if the cyst is gone. I went back 6 weeks later. It was a really long 6 weeks wait because obviously, you know, November 93 I'd had my first cyst and it was surgically removed. So yeah, going back to 97, 6 weeks later, yeah, the cyst is gone. The fatty liver's cleared up. So I didn't think anything much more of it. You know, I went back to my blood group diet, and I'd noticed that eating meat quite often, you know, whenever I ate a lot of red meat, well, yeah, okay, our bodies need protein, so we need a certain degree of meat, you know, to give us protein. But whenever I ate too much meat, I'd always put on the weight. I'd always start getting the ovarian cysts. Now, so I went back to my blood group diet, you know, and then of course I got pregnant with Dan, which obviously was a total surprise, but a good thing too. After having Dan, I went back to work, you know, and I ticked along all that time until my back accident. After my back accident, yeah, okay, I retrained in to learning support for teaching in schools, but I don't know, the employment down this part of the country is just, it's not good, you know. It's a struggle to get work in schools. So it's been an ongoing journey for me. You know, I've retrained again as a nail tech, and now I've joined Unique Makeup too. So my area now I feel is going to be health, beauty, who knows, even maybe healing in time, because I've got a great interest in healing too, and I always feel like I can help people. One of the things I do is a lot of research myself. I look up stuff and, you know, hope to get better from stuff really. So along with a good diet, and I've started exercising at the gym, I'm now starting to lose weight, which is great. I had a test done for food allergies, food intolerances, and found out that I'm wheat, gluten, milk, dairy, several intolerances. And the lady there, she seemed to think that I've got something called candida, which would explain like the weight gain, you know, the fat why no matter how little I've eaten over the years, I just haven't. It's really been a struggle, a horrible struggle to lose the weight. You know, and it gets so embarrassing because you can be out in the street and, you know, little kids, oh, mummy, is that lady having a baby? And you're like, what? No, I wish away. You know, because at least when you have a baby, you lose the weight quite often. I did with Dan. But no, and then you get people in your family say, you know, are you dieting? Are you trying to lose the weight or what? You know, the only way you're going to lose the weight is to go to the gym. And you think, well, hang on, okay, I'm in this battle here because if I go to the gym, I'm going to be really stretching myself. It's going to hurt my back. So I've gone with the way now of just going to the gym and doing what I feel I can do. I mean, anything's better than nothing. So I might say do 20 minutes on the treadmill of fast walking. I mean, I can hit the stop button at any time. I'll go on the rowing machine because obviously I'm trying to like firm up my stomach. I'll do the exercise bike. I'll lift up a few arm weights and I'll push against on the leg weights. And luckily, my son Dan, he wants to be a personal trainer, so he's luckily been my personal trainer, and that's helping. It's helping to have someone to go to the gym with. So yeah, I think this month's been a real change and challenge for me in joining makeup, in joining the gym, and starting to lose weight, and just generally trying to eat healthily. You know, I eat dairy-free yogurt with like flax seeds and strawberries for breakfast one morning. I may have gluten-free bread with poached eggs, or I may have grapefruits another time. But pretty often for like lunchtime and dinner time, I am just so restricted to eating things like chicken with salad, or chicken with vegetables, or I'll have like some roasted salmon with some vegetables or some salad. Maybe some sweet potatoes, because obviously there's something else that I didn't tell you. And basically, a couple years ago, I had like a water infection, and it just wouldn't go away. So I went to the doctors, as you do, and the nurse said, oh, you know, your glucose level and your protein level are high. So I went back, and ultimately it ended up over a period of a few weeks having to do about 3 blood tests. So I did that, and the end result was, oh, you know, it looks like you're type 2 diabetic. And your protein level's high because that stems from the liver. So I'm thinking, okay. So off I go to see the liver doctor. And the liver doctor got me to have 2 scans, and he said, oh, you know, you've got fibrosis, which is a fatty liver and scarring on the liver. So once again, it was that old blimmin' story that doctors say to you, you know, lose weight, lose weight, lose weight. And you're like, yeah, but doctor, I could just eat a lettuce leaf all day and I still don't lose the weight. Why? You know, so many times, you know, you can just end up in tears. You know, if it's not a doctor telling you to lose weight, then, you know, you might have certain certain family members telling you, oh, you know, you really got to lose weight. Well, you know, that's the annoying thing. You want to lose the weight, but no one tells you. You know, your diabetic nurse at your doctor's surgery, she'll say, you know, you've got to avoid the carbs and eat protein. And then, you know, you'll get the liver specialist saying, oh, no, avoid the protein. You know, the liver can't absorb protein. So, you know, eat healthy, but they don't tell you what to eat. I mean, everybody's different. So then you go back to the drawing board and you look at your blood group type diet. And then that's what prompted me, I think, this year into going for food intolerance testing, because I knew damn well from the blood group diet for type A that I knew I was probably going to be gluten intolerant, and wheat, and a few others, but I didn't expect to be dairy intolerant and lactose milk intolerant. So from that, I've had to sort of really work out some limited foods. But there's one good thing out of all of this, I suppose. It's given me the motivation now to do something about it. And also, I've read up on something amazing called Diatomaceous earth. And I will show you what Diatomaceous earth is. And it's food grade. So here is the tub of Diatomaceous earth. Well, basically what I do every single morning when I wake up, I get a glass, and you should take this with water really, but I'm not a big water fan. But you can take it in cranberry juice, and you just take in 1 teaspoon into your water or into your juice, and just down it in one. Do that 1 hour before you eat, because it's better to take it on an empty stomach. And what Diatomaceous earth does is it helps rid the body of parasites, yeast, candida. Over the years, I suppose, as we grow up and we eat things, things we all have eaten in the past, normal things you take for granted, sandwiches, potato fries or chips or crisps, chocolate bars, sweets, I don't know, you name it. What do you like eating? So many people over the years just get ill, and some people don't even twig why. Well, it's the crap they put in our food. It's the crap. It's all the additives, all the chemicals. We don't know what we're eating. You look at all these E numbers and all these hidden sugars. No wonder the world's got bigger. People weren't this big 20 years ago. We were all a lot slimmer, and even people older than us that, let's say, kind of like my age, what I am now, say going back 20 years ago, the world wasn't as fat as what it is now. And there's so many people in like the Western countries, that are having heart attacks and getting diabetes. And you just think, why? But there's your answer. It's the food we're drinking, eating, and the water we're drinking. I lived somewhere, and it was right beside fields that had cattle and sheep. And to be honest with you, what you learn about water that has a borehole, when it's near cattle and sheep, you can get these little fluke worms called Erythrema P. It's fluke worms from cattle and sheep. And basically, you don't see these things, but if they're in your water supply and you go to the tap and you just drink a glass of water, you could be swallowing those eggs, and those eggs go into your pancreas, and you might get diabetes. Not everything to do with diabetes is about being overweight. They don't tell you much when you've been diagnosed with diabetes type 2. They just say, oh, you've got to have your pancreas isn't working properly. You've got to avoid sugar. You've got to eat a balanced diet. You've got to exercise. They don't even like to tell you that, diabetes type 2, you know, it can be reversed. I have a good friend that managed, and she's a nurse, but she reversed her type 2 diabetes. It can be done, but you've got to be really rigid and really strict, which is what I'm trying to do now. So I don't have any sugar like that. I take something called stevia, however you pronounce it, and I put it in my coffee, and I have soya milk with my coffee. Sometimes I drink the dandelion coffee. I'll drink herbal teas. I eat gluten-free bread. I avoid processed foods. But every day, as I say, I take this Diatomaceous earth because it's meant to help kill the parasites, kill the candida, kill the yeast. I'm going to go and see, you know, when I'm next due for a blood test. I really will be interested to see, you know, if my blood sugars have come down, if my cholesterol's come down. I certainly don't think this is going to do me any harm. I would just be so glad, you know, if I can be light. I know I've lost some weight, and I'm hoping that you know, that weight loss, and hopefully some more future weight loss, is going to be good at the next medical review on my blood test. I mean, it would just make my day if they can say one day, oh, you know, your blood sugars are in the normal range now. I think, you know, that would be amazing. So bring it on, really. I'm trying my hardest. I can't do any more, no matter what any doctors may say. You know, where do you draw the line? You know, you have to eat certain things, and yeah, exercise when you can, but you know, you can't just let your whole diet and your whole exercise plan dominate each minute of every day. But you know, as I say, I am trying with it. Anyway, enough rattling on. I shall do another video about my health, my journey with diet, exercise, and diatomaceous earth, and I hope that you might have learned something from me on how conflicting, you know, GPs and hospital doctors can be when it concerns medication and diet and your health. I certainly don't trust GPs 100% anymore. I think, you know, you've got to try and help yourself. Only you can really try and help yourself in that way. But good luck, guys. And as I say, if you want to talk to me, then follow me, subscribe to me, and see you later. Thank you.